Iran. So I talked with President Trump about this, and I'm not name dropping. I got to report what's going on. The president would rather make a deal than bomb Iran. Why? He doesn't want to kill Persian civilians, and that would happen. And I think that's noble. So if we go in with air power off our carriers and start to bomb Revolutionary Guard headquarters, whatever it may be, civilians are going to die, and that's going to be all over the world. So he wants to make a deal with Iran, but I don't think Iran wants to make the deal, my opinion. Okay, I don't think they're just slow walking it, and I don't see anything. But the last minute that could change. When will the last minute happen? After the Olympics. I don't believe it's going to be any, we're giving you 24 hours kind of deadline till the Olympics are over. I could be wrong about that. Joining us now is an expert on what's happening in the Middle East and Iran, E.J. Kimball, foreign policy analyst with the U.S.-Israel Education Association. So one of the reasons that you're here, Mr. Kimball, in addition to being a smart guy, is because it's not only the USA that has to sign off on what's going to happen in Iran, but Israel does, and Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states do, correct?
That's true. And Bill, thanks for having me on. There are a lot of players that have a role to play in this decision. And, I think your conversation with President Trump makes a lot of sense. And I agree. President Trump does not want to carry out airstrikes because he knows that it's going to lead to civilian deaths. That would be unfortunate. He wants to make a deal, but he has shown, even in Venezuela, he wanted to make a deal with Maduro. Maduro would not play ball. And I think what we're seeing right now with the Iranians, they're not looking to make a deal right now. They're trying to negotiate over the terms of negotiating. And right. President Trump's not going to sit around and let that happen. It's just not, he's not going to let them play that game.
But he's got the Olympics to worry about. We got 2 more weeks of that.
Well, that's true. But I will say, and this is where President Trump is so unique, because if this was President Biden, President Obama, even President Bush, I don't think we would even be talking about this. But President Trump is so unpredictable that could he carry out this strike while the Olympics are going on? It's a question that we have to ask, and that's been his MO all along. Expect the unexpected.
It's a good point, the unpredictability of it, certainly. But that is an inhibitor because you've got this big worldwide thing, and then you go in and regime change. But regime change, I think, has to happen in Iran. But it has to be done by the Persian people themselves. And if you weaken the mullahs and their Revolutionary Guard protectors, it's more likely to happen. But right now, the focus is on Iran obeying the nuclear prohibition. And I don't see a lot of regime change talk. Do you?
I'm not seeing a lot of that talk, but President Trump has talked about regime change. He's used the terms regime change. He said to the people, help is on the way. And that's a big thing that he put his credibility on the line there for the people. But I agree with you. He's not looking to do a regime change and own it. I mean, look, he campaigned in 2016 about nation building and criticizing the Bush administration. He's not going to do that. What we saw and what we're seeing in Venezuela is this attempt to get rid of the top and see if the next level can work with you. Now, I don't know if there's levels within the IRGC that would be willing to work with the Trump administration and get rid of the nuclear program, the ballistic missile program, stop funding the terror proxies, stop repressing the people. I think that's way too much to ask for out of the IRGC.
Yeah, maybe there is new leadership, a secular leadership goes in. But we own Venezuela now. So we're calling every shot in that country. They're not calling any. I know that to be true. Any prediction on what's going to happen in Iran?
I think that we will carry out strikes. I think part of the reason why this may take a few more weeks is that a first strike by the United States will be a massive strike that not only takes out the threats inside of Iran, but also the threats in the region that could attack U.S. forces and our allies. And that's the Houthis, that's the militias in Iraq. We're talking about anything remaining in Syria, anything remaining with Hezbollah. I think it will be massive and coordinated with other countries. President Trump wants a win. He doesn't want a long war. He wants to go in fast and have a massive, overwhelming response.
All right. We have you on tape, EJ, and thank you for appearing today.
My pleasure. Thank you.